Big fluff.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Please open it.
I can't.
Open it! 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 Open it!
Hey everybody, I'm Joel Murphy.
And I'm Andy McIntyre.
And this is Silver Linings Playback, the podcast where we watch maligned movies and we find their silver linings.
And it is the month of September, and we are still watching Nicolas Cage movies. And we have a very special guest here to talk about this week's movie, The Trust. Welcome to the show, Lisa Curry. How are you doing, Lisa?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks. Thank you for having me. Anytime I watch a Nicolas Cage movie, it's a good day.
Nice. Yeah. No, I'm glad it worked out perfectly or you planned your special to be released in Nicolas Cage Month. Perhaps you
got it.
It's like, I knew it was Nicolas Cage Month. What other month to release the special?
Yeah.
But
I wasn't sure if it was like officially a national holiday. That's the only thing I wasn't clear on, because I knew it was a holiday month. I just didn't know if it had been signed into law yet.
Yeah, well, all the schools are having their Nicolas Cage Month sales, and there's so many things going on.
We are selling the national parks to oil companies, so that's kind of like billionaires doing crazy shit with their money. It is a celebration of Nicolas Cage in a way.
That's true.
It would be fun if we
that's
made
the silver lining.
I think that, what if those billionaires that run this country, what if they had to do movies like Nicolas Cage in order to afford doing the things that they did?
Aside from it being just the thought of seeing Elon Musk for 90 minutes, that is repulsive, but it would also be funny to watch him die on his ass, There's no way.
Get into The Room, I feel like, if Elon Musk had to star in a movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
Just him trying to do the open it, open it, open it.
Open it. Open it.
Him and Mark Zuckerberg are like, I feel for a lot of autistic people and not them. Not them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to stop myself from saying something really horrifying.
That's probably the right choice, but we're all thinking it.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Everybody get in the comments with what you think we should have said there. Burn your own bridges.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, it might be good for maybe people will hate watch my special.
Hey, whatever gets eyes are eyes,
Yeah.
They don't differentiate what the reason for watching is. They only count the views. So, but maybe a good place to start, because we were obviously very clear on why Nicolas Cage is in this movie. I think we all understand that. Why do we think Elijah Wood is in this movie?
Here's something that's interesting. I'm not good with. I kind of think all white guys look the same in a way. The whole movie, I was like, I cannot believe Tobey Maguire is in this. That's.
I thought you were going to say Daniel Radcliffe, but you in full Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
I'm so bad with famous people. I've actually, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm friends with famous people, but I live in Los Angeles. So I have a couple of friends who are legitimately famous. And I didn't know until 3 years in, until I knew them for a long time. And then one of them, we were at a party together. There was a big party of a comedy party. And somebody was like, oh, do you want to meet so-and-so? And I was like, oh, yeah, saying their character name. And I was like, hell yeah. And then they took me over and introduced them. And I was like, What?
Oh, you mean Will?
My friend of several years.
Yeah, he's my +1 to this. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then another one just came up. We were all hanging out with a bunch of friends and somebody brought up this big role that he had. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen the movie. And I was like, I didn't realize you were like big time famous. I mean, I'll tell you guys later. It feels weird to say now. So I'll tell you later.
I was gonna give you kudos for like being as non-Hollywood as possible and not name dropping when it was perfectly logical to do so. That is commendable on your part.
But I will just say,
watch the special because Lisa is such a class act.
I feel like people might come for me harder for not recognizing them than they would for saying what I want to happen to Elon Musk.
Fair.
I mean, Tom Cruise has been working for a long time, so it is kind of weird that you didn't know who he was.
Yes, weird to not know Paul Newman.
Yeah. Oh my God, Paul Newman. Even in death, I'm sure he's so dreamy. He is dead, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I also imagine in that scenario, it's like, hey, Lisa, do you want to meet the guy from this salad dressing? Like that's. And you're like, my buddy Paul? Wow, that's crazy.
Does he just do like small batch lemonade? Wow, what's going on there?
I also am like so bad about like, if I see somebody or if I knew somebody's work, let's say in the 80s, I don't factor in that they've aged 40 years. And so if I were to see them somewhere now, I wouldn't be like, oh, this face minus 40 years equals this person. I would be like, wow, they really look like a 40-year aged this person. Like I would not connect.
That's exactly what Matthew Broderick would look like if he was 40 years older.
100%. I'm also like, I've been in LA for 20 years, but I think I still have Indiana brain where it's like, if you see somebody that looks like Tom Cruise in Indiana, you're like, wow, that person looks like Tom Cruise. And it's definitely not Tom Cruise. If you're in Los Angeles and you're like, wow, that looks like Tom Cruise, there's like a 70% chance it is Tom Cruise. And yes. But I don't think my brain has adjusted to that yet. I think I'm still like, well, isn't that odd?
Do you know, like, my wife and I had an amazing thing. We were driving to Burbank this past week and we saw an old timey car breaking down on the side of the highway. We look over, Jay Leno was driving.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, you look just like Jay Leno.
Yeah, exactly. I told my mom that story and she asked me if I pulled over to help him. And I was like, no.
You're like, what do I know about a Model T that he doesn't?
Yeah.
I can help him crank it.
Yeah. Also, I would have pulled over and he would have been like, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? And then it just like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I met him a handful of years ago and he talked to me as though I were his peer. He was just like, so what clubs do you do around town? Oh, yeah, I get up at Flappers. And I was like, you know, we're not like on the same level, right? Like I'm not doing corporates for 90 grand a night or whatever the fuck. It was very nice.
That's sweet. That is actually nice that I guess it's better than the alternative, I would imagine.
It really does. It really does. But I think I'm so used to, I'm not used to that. I'm not from somebody on that level. You know, I'm used to open micers trying to big time me or whatever. Where I'm like, what? Anyway.
That's fair.
Anyway.
All right. Well, so we've established that the movie is called The Trust and that Nicolas Cage and Elijah Wood are in it. And I think that's a good start 10 minutes in. But
yeah, no, it's good that Lisa's caught on the laser focus that we always have on this.
Yeah.
To really get to the highs and lows of these wild Nicolas Cage movies.
God bless him.
But yeah, so the movie, they both play Las Vegas police officers. And for reasons that were unclear to me, they decide to do a heist when they stumble upon a vault, and then they do the heist. I think that's the basic setup of the movie.
That's a better description than I would have. There's so many. I made some notes because there were just so many moments that I was like, what? I will say, just right out of the gate, I was like, obviously, this is written by men.
In the first 4 seconds of the movie?
No shade. But I was like, it's reeks.
No, I mean, this is classic, like, this is definitely like dude cinema. Like, it's a heist. There's guys in mustaches doing a heist. I don't think a lot of women are sitting down.
This is for dudes by dudes, 100%.
Yeah. There's so much I loved when you were saying, like, they're cops. I love when Nicolas Cage walks into the casino and the guy goes, "You look like a cop." And he's like, "Yes, I am a cop. I'm dressed as a cop." This is such a bizarre exchange. What's happening? Yes.
Well, so I think we do, like, the thing with this movie is, like, I didn't understand the first act at all. Like, what was happening at any point, like what the relationships were. Basically, the first act is about the fact that Nicolas Cage wants, I think, some new equipment for the police department. His boss wants him to get a tractor for his son-in-law, I think, like from a police auction. Yeah. And then everyone that is a cop is bad at sweeping a house, and they don't find a guy that's hiding in a closet that escapes at one point. Those are
all things that happen in the first third of this movie.
Yeah. And then
go ahead.
Oh, no, please.
I was going to say, I also loved, I was a little lost during chunks of it, and like medium lost.
And then really lost for other chunks.
And when he was like, Nicolas Cage was like trying to connect the dots that somebody was a drug dealer, and he's like, he's on time to every shift. And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, to stock a bar? He's selling drugs. And I'm like, or is a bar back? What? And like the idea that somebody showing up to work. First of all, I hate day jobs. I worked in restaurants for 20 years. I'm not trying to encourage anyone to show up at work on time or at all. Please don't get the wrong idea. Quit your job. But the fact that somebody's showing up to work on time every day means like equals big time drug dealer. I was like, this is cuckoo.
There are so many big time drug dealers then that work at my high school, if that's a true statement.
I know.
I have found drug dealers to be very punctual. That's kind of their thing, is like, if they say they're going to be somewhere at a certain time, they're there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they certainly don't just show up whenever. That never happens.
And when you're selling cocaine, typically you're also working a strenuous 9-to-5 where you break your back for minimum wage. Mm-hmm. That's usually the cover, and not you don't work in tech or construction or something else vague where you're not actually moving kegs.
Or finance.
Yeah, finance.
You don't have like secretary in your title or vice president.
No kidding.
But yeah, so that is what happens, is that he discovers this guy, like, he's very suspicious this guy's a drug dealer, and then that's the whole thing, is they figure out the like safe house where there is like a literal safe in it, and they're like, but this is like what I didn't understand too, is like, so at first he's just following these breadcrumbs of like, you know, nobody's onto this guy's a drug dealer and we figured it out, and then it's just immediately like, so we're gonna rob him, and it was like, what?
Because robbing drug dealers never goes badly.
Yeah, well, it also, it's just like, they're cops, like, and it also, I mean, this isn't a movie that's implying that cops are anything except like corrupt, and they're just like taking stuff anyway. Why not just bust them and take the stuff? That, like, it seems like a lot of work to be a cop and do a heist.
I feel like just through the level that he cased the joint and the surveillance he did was enough to establish pretty significant probable cause for a search.
Right.
You know, like more probable cause than most of the time.
Yeah, it
just
just
they could
seems
have gotten
weird.
a warrant.
Yeah, like you get a warrant, you go in, and then you take whatever you want. Like you pocket
and you lie
stuff.
about what's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, my little brother used to sell weed, and he would get pulled over by the police in our little shit town, and they would just confiscate everything and let him go.
Yeah,
That's what.
Of course. Yeah.
You're paying a fine in a roundabout way.
Right. Yeah, that's how cops in small towns get drugs. That's how it works. But yeah, so that's the premise, and the premise is nonsensical. But that's what we work with. And then someone who wrote this movie has seen Rafifi, because then the second act is just that. So they literally just steal from a better heist movie. We're going to go above the place and drill into the floor and get like if you guys enjoyed that part, that's why, because that's in a different movie. So
right.
Oh, that's really funny.
I just thought it was an upside down Italian job because they had everything dropped from underneath in that one.
Also, sorry, Andy, an upside down Italian job sounds filthy. I'm sorry.
That does sound like it has to do with like a hoagie and a blowjob on a toilet. That's what that.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Philly the other weekend, so that checked out.
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, Elijah Wood gets really paranoid, and he's not established as a paranoid person throughout the rest of the runtime.
Well, right. This is like neither character is clearly defined in the beginning, and then at some point they both have mustaches. They're clearly defined as cops, but like Nicolas Cage is kind of by the book in the beginning, and I guess Elijah Wood is like a little neurotic or something, but he's just like overall just a guy. And then as the movie progresses, it's like Nicolas Cage is a loose cannon, which he hasn't been, but he just becomes a loose cannon, and then Elijah Wood becomes really paranoid and like worried about all these people that they were robbing.
It's almost like halfway through filming this movie, they realized that they had Nicolas Cage and the guy from Wilfred, and they're like, let's have them do that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, this is who we cast. Let's have them do that.
I have to say, they don't have chemistry together as actors. No. Is that fair to say?
It's perfectly fair to say.
Weird. It felt like rival acting schools throwing in their actors or something. And I was like, oh, they just didn't click for me.
No, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but it's also, like, I don't even know from scene to scene what either one of them are playing. So I think that's the struggle, too, is that it's just like, what is could either of you tell me what their relationship is in this movie? Like, what are they to each other besides
Definitely
coworkers? Definitely coworkers, but like, did they like each other? Like, are they friends outside of work?
It definitely feels like the meal they share at the restaurant or the casino bar where they eat the Tabasco covered lemons together is the first time they've ever hung out outside of work. Like, it definitely had that vibe to it.
Right. Which also makes it all the more insane to be like, hey, do you want to do this heist with me? Like, guy from work that I don't know, who my work, like, our work is being cops. So, like, if you say no, you're just going to arrest me. You know, like, it's a high stakes ask.
Which makes more sense at the end when Elijah Wood's like, wait, have you just been looking for a patsy to pin this, like, botched heist on? It's like, okay, maybe that makes sense, but nothing leading up to that point gives any indication that either of these guys, like, and they're both way better at safe cracking than they should be. And
yes, also for the whole thing is like kind of grimy, and then all of a sudden they're in that white, that like perfect
they're in an Apple store.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's such a, God bless these writers, Jim Brewer and his brother. It's such a trope, an overused trope of like, oh, this, all the money or the jewels are in this like weird, and it's like, that's not, there's no way. Come on. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg keeps things in his home that way, or Elon Musk, because they're weirdos. But I'm like, it was just so bizarre. And for it to be in the midst of all this other grimy stuff, I'm like, this makes no sense. There's no fingerprints on anything. Everything is like shiny and new. Like somebody comes in and dusts it every couple of hours.
It looked like a clean room.
Yeah. It was very confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, what is the logic of this place where it's like that? So this is the safe that exists that, you know, it looks like they're about to shoot a music video in or whatever. And like, it's guarded by a guy and a woman that happened to be there. Like, even though there's a ton of weapons, nobody's there. They're there for like a day and nobody comes in or out the entire time that they're there. It just is sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you'd be guarding all of that with a little bit more.
That many diamonds would have a little bit more security than a really like a B- safe if those two chuckleheads could break into it without much effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, would at least have as much security as like a Chase Bank.
Well, again, the movie that Jim Brewer watched while stoned and then wrote into this movie, Rafifi, is like the idea. It's a jewelry store that's closed at night and it's an apartment above the jewelry store, and they break into the couple's apartment and then drill down through the floor. So like that tracks logically of like the jewelry store has hours. It happens to be on the lower floor of a tall building, like,
which happens all the time in big cities.
Yeah. So like all of that, but this is just like it's a building that is a safe house that nobody's there for some reason.
Not this random 2-story shed.
Yeah.
And then that is also like maybe a human trafficking ring at some point.
Yeah, are we talking about the when they go in the room and there's all the Asian women?
Yes.
The acting in that scene was so bad. I could hardly wrap my mind around it. I was like, this is what's happening here. The over the top, like wailing, and then the guy acting like and then them acting like they're going to kill the guy who's the ringleader. And also I'm like, now this is a weird thing for me to say. I'm like, I feel like this is not a trafficked Asian woman. That usually they're in nail salons.
I mean, yeah.
This seems
that is
like
the trope.
It seems like a different crew would be here.
not a fake cupcake bakery that they use as a front to hide the money under fake cupcakes, which is also a thing that happened.
It's also like how many people are involved in keeping these complicated secrets together? Because it seems like there's a lot. It seems like you're really counting on a lot of people to trust them.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like the idea that whatever this group is completely off anyone's radar, because it's not like they're like paying protection money. The cops do not know this group exists. They are unaware that they exist. And yet, yeah, they have all of these operations. Also, the end of the movie, there's like 3 vans full of people that show up to take out Elijah Wood that like, so all those guys were somewhere, not where the money is, but they were all somewhere.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Well, and they reveal that was the number she called because that's the number on the side of the truck. Like when he made the phone call for her, the number that they put into the Nokia phone.
Yeah, because you want to publish that number that she's using to call in the cap. You want to make that a number that can just be prank called from anyone who drives by your van, for sure.
Also, I'm just remembering the weird sex scene right at the beginning, which seems so out of place for the rest of the film. It's just like a woman or just her tits while she's riding this guy. And there's effectively only one woman in it. And it's, and the whole time, and this is where I was like, this is extremely written by a man, where her hair is in her face and she's like, like.
Did you read for that part? Because you nailed that. That was amazing.
It's just like, and then I was so confused because I was like, allegedly she lives in this house where they have her chained up or like handcuffed or whatever to the sink. But she's saying, my boy is at home. I have a 3-year-old. I have to call his. So I'm like, where is home? Is home somewhere else then?
I believe if I'm tracking this movie,
you definitely are more than me.
I believe that was, she's lying. Like, I believe that she doesn't have a kid, that she does live in this house, and that, because that was the whole thing, is that she's like, I got to call my, the dad of my kid, but actually is calling the number on the side of the van. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I hate to tell you, Lisa, but I think there are two women in this movie, because I think there are. Okay, there's the woman that lives in the safe house, but the woman that you were talking about from the opening scene that is topless, I believe she hooks up with Elijah Wood. So there is. Yeah,
she's a different. I'm not even counting her because she doesn't have a.
Nor she has any lines. Yeah, she's
all of the Japanese extras that.
True.
Yeah, they're just like flailing and wailing. I think that is just also the way Elijah Wood plays that sex scene is as though he is surprised and horrified that somebody has cast him in a sex scene. Like that he doesn't seem like I'm fucking and I'm having a good time. He seems like, oh no, somebody's filming this.
It's like, day one on the set and he did not read the script. He's like, wait, what?
Someone's going to watch this and be like, why is Frodo getting fucked?
Because it wasn't in the script. That's why. Because last minute they were shooting and they're like, you know what? It'll grab people's attention right up top. Tits.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They're not wrong.
I mean, no. You're talking about it, so I think you're just proving their point. Can I ask you a question? Because I think everything that you've said about this being written for men and by men is fair. Would you have liked it better if the Asian women in the cupcake scene, if there was like a scene where two of them talked about something that wasn't a man? Like if it passed the Bechdel test, would you have enjoyed it more?
If they just turn to each other and just start bullshitting about something.
They're complaining about the cupcakes. Like, why do we still have to make the cupcakes if this is a front?
I don't even care about the actual things you're supposed to hit in the Bechdel test as much as I was like, oh, these women are all like, they could have just been posters on the wall. Like they were they were decor in the movie. Yeah. They weren't. For sure. They weren't. Actualized humans in any way, regardless of what they were doing or talking about.
Literally every woman in this movie, because the woman that is that they chained to the sink in the bathroom is basically furniture for the whole movie. Like I think she has 17 words, and most of them are asking to call her son.
Mm-hmm.
It's also it's funny. I'm not trying to come for men. I'm not like fuck men. I'm not like one of those people. God bless. But I'm like, this tells me two things. Men do not listen to women when they're talking, because when men write women, often they're like, what do they say? I don't even know what kind of stuff women say. And also I hear men all the time be like, every woman is a little bit gay. Every woman is attracted to other women. And I'm like, really? Because when women write movies, there's men in them. And when men write movies, it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out. And then there's like a woman, just like tits suddenly. There's not like...
We've all seen Swingers.
It's just a bunch of... I'm like, it's borderline homoerotic because it's just like a bunch of dudes being tough guys together.
Like I said, we've seen Swingers.
Wait. Sorry, just to be clear, are you implying that this movie where two men with mustaches drill through a floor together is somehow homoerotic?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
and then
I think I'm
so dumb.
I'm starting to develop a theory that men desperately want the company of other men, but they're afraid of being gay, so they push it inside, and then it comes out in weird ways like this.
Joel, quick sidebar.
Okay, yeah. What's up?
She's on to us. We gotta bail.
But actually, at the risk of getting sidetracked, and I would hate to do that on this show and not talk about the movie. But Lisa, while you're here, do you think you could solve the male loneliness crisis?
I think I could solve the Russia-Ukraine crisis before I could solve the male loneliness crisis. It's too deep. It's too complex.
Okay. That's fair.
That's fair.
Anyway.
So are we ready to pivot? I don't know.
I did. I just, by the way, just kind of glancing at my notes out of the corner of my eye. And I think I mentioned this before we were filming. I do have Tobey Maguire ? Because I really thought that was Tobey Maguire the whole time.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
It was also Daniel Radcliffe and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hey, it's not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal, you know. Okay. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't think he looks like Tobey Maguire?
I do think he looks like. Oh wait, I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal looks like any of these guys. But who was the other guy you said?
Teenage
Daniel
Jake
Radcliffe?
Gyllenhaal did.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just know like semi-ripped
Donnie Darko, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's a spectrum. For sure.
Yeah, when he and Tobey Maguire were young, they looked similar.
Yes. But then Jake Gyllenhaal got absolutely yoked for most of his movies now, and it's different.
Yeah. But yeah, do you have other notes? So normally, like, we're about at the point where we would pivot soon and then we would talk about things that we liked about the movie. But I do want to open the floor for your notes if there's more that you would like to cover before we do that.
There were just so many weird things where I was like, oh, no one listen, I'm also one of those assholes that like watches a movie. Like I will find myself doing that extremely annoying thing where I'm watching a movie for mistakes and I'm like, actually, like I'm privately doing that at home. And one thing that was bananas to me was when there was the black cop walking outside of the house and they had the gun up to the window with a silencer on it. And I'm thinking, what is the fucking point of the silencer if you're going to shoot him through glass?
That's
You're going to make a lot of noise.
It's notoriously quiet glass breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, and then the other guy, when they were in the house and they had the masks and guns, and then the guy just was like, and that's my impression, throws a glass at him.
Did you read for that part too?
I did. And throws his hand back on his forehead. But I was just like, if there was a masked man, I mean, and I don't know, I can't get into the male psyche here, but I feel like if a masked man with a gun was in your house, you probably wouldn't just throw a glass of water at him as a man or a woman. You'd be like, let me get the fuck out of this room. Let me shut myself in another room, and not like, let me instigate it like like I'm hitting a wasp nest with a baseball bat. That was
these are all perfect.
Confusing to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You and everyone else except for Jim Brewer and his brother, Jim Brewer.
It does make me wonder, I know when you're making a movie, whoever writes it, one person writes it or two people write it, and then a bunch of loser producers weigh in on it and they all want to make it, they want to put their little paws all over it. And they ruin it, and then it goes through post, and then somebody else ruins it there, and it's a fucking miracle if it comes out a decent movie. And I just want to know, I would like to see the timeline of like, this is what it looked like, and then this got added, and then this happened, and then this person added this. Like, that's what I'd really actually like to see.
I really keep coming back to the idea that some producer saw the dailies and is like, you have Nick Cage and Elijah Wood in this, right? Let them Nick Cage and Elijah Wood a little bit. And
then another producer was like,
Nick Cage. Yeah.
But then another producer was like, shit, I thought we got Tobey Maguire. How did we get Elijah Wood?
Like, could he Spider-Man? Is that a thing that we could do?
Guys, years ago, I used to work at Starbucks and Hayden Christensen came in and I was at the register and I was like, and he's beautiful in person. And this is my ding dong ass. I go to like ring him up and I was like, to put his name on the cup. I go, okay, name. And he was like, Hayden? Like he looked at me so confused, like, are you fucking with me? Like he wasn't being a dick, but he was just like, am I being fucking punked right now? I'm so famous. And as I was writing it, I was like, oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, anyway, I should have done it. That's fair.
That's correct.
And then you wrote Aiden on the side of the cup.
Yeah, and I just wrote a bunch of question marks, and I was like, Star Wars? Maybe?
You were great in Life as a House. I think we can pivot to the silver linings of this weird ass movie.
I think we're ready.
Pivot!
I mean, Nick Cage got a Nick Cage, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's our third movie this month, and the open it is the best Nick Cage freak out that we've gotten.
It is the best Nick Cage freak out of the month. That is a true statement.
So good. Have you guys seen them? Sorry, now I'm going way off topic. Have you seen the movie Mom and Dad with Nick Cage? Of course.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Do you know he ad-libbed that whole hokey pokey scene? That was all in the thing with the pool table. That was all an ad-lib.
I believe
of course it was.
I believe it. Nicolas Cage is an amazing. Like he's the best. He truly is the best, and we're lucky to live in a world where he makes movies and he needs money because
he's actually in so many things. I'm genuinely surprised he's not on this podcast.
Yep.
I mean, that is the white whale is to get Nicolas Cage on Nicolas Cage Month.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Please. Anyway, you were going to say.
But no, he's great in this. I will concede that the chemistry with him and Elijah Wood is not great, but I'm never going to complain about seeing Elijah Wood. And we finally got the Elijah Wood sex scene that we've all been dreaming of. And so that was really great.
I mean, we all agree that's what Lord of the Rings was missing, was just a passionate sex scene with Elijah Wood.
Which, look, I read the Lord of the Rings books, and maybe to your point, Lisa, the homoeroticism in between Frodo and Sam in the original Lord of the Rings is very palpable. Like that, it is a love story between two hobbits who have to leave their shire in order to express their love for one another. And so we didn't get that scene, but we got this scene where he was uncomfortable having sex with a woman. So I think that still implies that he's in love with Sam. So I think it all still tracks.
Yeah, no, it all definitely checks out.
Yeah.
The movie looks good. Like,
it does.
I mean, it does it is I thought even though it is definitely ripping off Rafifi, like the heist stuff, it clearly the directors and writers had watched a bunch of heist movies and let's do that.
Look, Michael Mann made an entire career ripping off Rafifi, so you could do worse. I mean, it's a good move. Some reason that movie is a classic.
You know what this movie kind of feels like? Because since you were saying that, I was thinking, you know what, it would have. I could see how this would make a really great sizzle, or the trailer would be fucking really good. Yeah. And off of that thought, I thought, you know what? It does feel like somebody wrote the trailer and then they gave it to what is it called when you break up a story and you're like, ooh, you write chapter 1 and you write chapter 2.
Like an exquisite corpse.
Yes. It's an exquisite corpse of a heist movie. And it was just 4 people were shown the trailer and it was all right, well, here you go. You write the first 25 minutes and you go.
Yeah. And what if Ethan Supplee's a big fan of The Deer Hunter?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about Ethan Suplee at all.
Because it's now the silver linings. I love Ethan Suplee and everything he does. I love that his go-to move is fake Russian roulette. What a weird character trait, but I'm here for it.
No, it's great. Yeah, very enjoyable, Ethan Suplee. By the way, you were talking about how it looked. I do want to the shot where they have the place mapped out and they're just kind of standing in the grid.
In the basketball court?
Yeah. Didn't that look great? Like that looked great.
Did.
Yeah.
It did. And also it was, we're going to say it was like 10 lines of chalk. And Ethan, what's his name? I almost said Ethan Embry. That's a different white guy.
Tobey Maguire.
Why can't I get this straight? Tobey Maguire. And he's like, this took me 3 hours. And I was like, what?
It should not have taken him that long.
In an hour.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? 3 hours? It's a rectangle with a couple of lines in it.
Yeah.
I mean, cool shot, though.
It was a great shot. Yeah.
It was great when it was in heat. It was great in this. Like, but yeah, no, like, I don't care how many smoke breaks Elijah Wood's character's taking for that to take 3 hours.
Weird.
I think I want to put in the silver linings that all the stuff all the stuff they left in the apartment just got put in the evidence lockup where they worked. Like that was neat.
That was a great idea. Like the fact that they like, if in a better version of this movie, the fact that it opened with them like tagging evidence and doing CSI work, and then it ending with someone doing the CSI work of their crime. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great bookend.
You know, that, yeah, if there'd been like a robbery gone awry would have been the opening instead of whatever happened with the dude in the closet. And then, yeah, if they had like actually bookended it.
Sorry, I'm hearing it when you're saying it out loud to this. Like, I think we're unlocking the theory that it opens with a dude in a closet. This movie about men that are definitely in love with each other. It's all like the flashes are happening, Lisa. I'm seeing it now.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah. This. Yeah.
Are you just processing that?
I'm processing that. It's like, of course, that is definitely what it is. That a guy jumps out of the closet, and that's how we learn about Elijah Wood and Nicolas Cage's friendship. And
also, so the end of the movie is that Elijah Wood doesn't trust Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage is saying like, I have 2 tickets for us to go to, where are they going? I forget where the Bahamas. The Bahamas. I have 2 tickets for us to go together to the Bahamas. And Elijah Wood is like, you're looking for a patsy. I'm your fall guy. And then when he shoots him and he dies, he finds that there were 2 tickets to the Bahamas. So I think this is supporting this idea that what he wasn't ready for was Nicolas Cage's love, that he wanted to take him.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, how do you book a ticket out of the country with somebody without their knowledge? Because you need their passport.
This movie took place in 1974. That was the twist.
Oh, there you go.
That's why the cell phones were so old.
You don't even need an ID.
Yeah. I watched that movie, The Parallax View, and there's literally a scene where he's just Warren Beatty's on a plane and he's buying a ticket while he's sitting on the plane. Like, it is insanity.
Like Metro North?
Yeah, like he just like climbed on a plane and
there's a conductor.
I guess in
puncher.
Yeah, in the 70s, you could just it was a train. You could just buy a ticket like on a plane while it was going.
Whatever has happened to everything for our generation is so fucking rude. They took everything from us.
They really did.
Yeah, I want to just go and just walk on a plane like it's a Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pay what, $9?
But this movie's secretly a love story. That we did it, right? Like that's the
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, actually.
It
because
is. Yeah, they're star-crossed. Yeah.
Because the murder happens, and then it turns out that there was no reason to murder him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
And they were from warring factions in the police station.
There we go.
Well, and also,
it is more backstory than the writers gave them.
Well, it's also weird because it's like there is kind of this implication because the reason he does it is because he's worried that Nicolas Cage is going to kill the woman that's chained to the sink, but that woman is in on it and is calling the backup that's going to. So like if he had just realized he was in love with Nicolas Cage and they went to the Bahamas together, everything would have worked out. Like they should have just ended up together.
if Nicolas Cage invites you to the Bahamas, you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, I am available to Nicolas Cage at all times.
Same.
All I ask is if he takes you to the Bahamas, please ask him to do our podcast. That's all.
You got it.
Thank you.
I'll be like, I don't know. You look so familiar. My friends have this movie podcast. I don't know if you'd want to be on it.
Yeah.
You look so much like Nicolas Cage.
I'd probably just go up to him and ask, like, "Oh man, this I don't think this is a twist off. Could you open it? Open it. Open it. Open it."
He's done so many movies. There's no way he'd even fucking recall.
No chance.
I would love to ask him specifics about this movie that he made in 18 or 16. What year? 2016. There is zero chance he remembers a single thing about this movie.
He's made 75 movies since then.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think that there's an equal chance that the opposite's true, and he has an eidetic memory for every movie role he did.
Sure, yeah.
That would not surprise me at all if that was true.
You think he has the Mary Lou Henner thing, but for his like 100 movies that he's done?
You're telling me that if Nicolas Cage had detailed memories of this movie, that wouldn't shock you?
It wouldn't shock me, no. And it would delight me to no end.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is the better version, that he would just, let me talk to you about that production. Like,
it's like, oh, Jim Brewer, what a card. That guy, what a character. I think we did it.
We definitely did it. And with the time that we have left, I think the only thing really to talk about is the fact that this is being released on the 16th, which means that on the next day, September 17th, do you want to tell people all about? My first special is coming out on the 17th. I'm very excited and also nervous. I can't believe it's next week. It's a week from tomorrow, you guys. That's a little inside baseball for all of you guys. It's a little secret. We're pre-recording.
What? That happened?
So it's coming out Wednesday, the 17th on my YouTube channel. And it's Olympian Lisa Curry is my YouTube. Olympian Lisa Curry is my everything. The reason being because people are always like, what the fuck? There's an Olympic gold medalist named Lisa Curry in Australia, and she took Lisa Curry on all socials. So I took Olympian. So
it's a good bit.
Thanks.
Listen, I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's a great bit. Yeah. She left really it there for you. She did. And you know what? She's my same height, and she's also a blonde white lady. She is 60, so she's a bit older than me. But we've been mistaken for one another. And I don't know if she's noticing any of this on her end. But there's been some mix-ups that have been brought to my attention, which is very funny to me. So that's my website, my Instagram, TikTok, Venmo. If you guys really like the special and you want to tip me. Here's the thing though. It's like, I know people, I don't know why I feel like I have to over explain this, but just because it's on YouTube, it's like, it's professionally shot. It was reviewed at all the streamers. Everybody gave it glowing reviews. And they were like, the only reason we're passing is because she's not famous. And I was like, fair enough. That is something I know. And I know you're not supposed to like say that somebody passed, but if it's not going to be on Netflix. So you will kind of know that.
It's not like you didn't take it to Netflix.
By default. It's not that I didn't try to get $200,000 for it. Trust and believe me, I really tried. But I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited to release it. I hope you guys give it a watch. I think you'll enjoy it. I weirdly do very well with the elderlies. I fucking crush in Florida. There's a club I've sold out twice just outside of the Villages. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it.
Hey.
It's either the elderly or people with high rates of STDs. So I can't, it's one of those groups really likes me because there is a very high rate of STDs in the
I was going to say that Venn diagram is more circular than people realize.
Oh yeah. Did you know that?
I did. Yeah.
It's because old people be fucking because they're everything.
They're not getting pregnant.
They're not making kids. Yeah. So they're like,
and so they don't think about it. Yeah.
They're like, we're going to be dead soon. Who cares if we die with gonorrhea? And that's terrifying and sounds exhilarating. But
Live
yeah,
your best life.
The special's called
I just want to point out.
Edging. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to point out that everything you said is still part of your promoting your special. I just want
to be clear. Hashtag gonorrhea.
Yeah.
I can't. God, I ramble so much. Anyway, the special is called Emotionally Edging, and it's going to be on my YouTube channel. And please watch it and subscribe. And if you're like, fuck this, I don't want to, press play and walk away so I get the views. I really do genuinely think you'll enjoy it though.
No, definitely check it out. And thank you so much for doing this. This was
thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. Now I'm going to watch a lot more stuff on Tubi because I didn't realize it was free.
Tubi's great. It's
Tubi's
been great
delightful.
for this podcast for sure. Like Tubi,
I bet.
is valuable.
It saved us a lot of money in Roku rental fees.
Amazing. This and all I have that I have Canopy. That's it because it's free.
Yeah.
Support your local library, guys.
There you go. Definitely.
Anyway.
Hashtag gonorrhea.
Silver Linings Playback is a production of HoboTrashcan.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate or review it on Apple Podcasts. Hear more great shows on the Peak Sloth Podcast Network.